Hello. So today on the show, I have my friend Courtney. I've been working with her for a few years now. We did a session last week, so she's just going to talk about her experience, the changes she's seen since working together last week, just to give you guys an idea what's going on, the new energies, and how I can help you. So, hey, Courtney, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Very
So
good.
this is actually, it's kind of wild because this was my second sovereignty session with Debbie. I had one last year, I believe. And it's funny because I made this like video on my Instagram about all the things that Debbie did in that session and like releasing toxins. And I just felt like brighter and more expanded in my energy field. Um, and it's crazy because I feel like this is something that is like needed once a year as almost like maintenance because, the year gets on us and then we just like experience all these things and it's just something to kind of like up level us in our experience. And so it was kind of divine that I stumbled across that. But this session, she's added so many more like fun things that like I can like feel in my energy field. And so I scheduled this session with Debbie just to be like brutally honest because I went through a breakup. I was with my ex boyfriend for 4 months, thought he was the one, all these things. And I was like super sad, as one is. And so I was like, I just need to do something for me. And so I scheduled this session just to like help heal. And I was like kind of a mess before, just like in my emotions, just like super, like, you know, just sad, which it's a normal thing to process, but journaling, and I'm a heavy meditator of Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I was meditating, doing all the and dancing. I'm a dancer, so I was doing all these things, but just like I needed some extra help to like tune up my energy field and cut cords because I like, was cutting cords because that's just as a maintenance thing we do ourselves. But when Debbie was working on me, I felt like things in my ovaries like pop. I don't know how to explain it, but like pop off. I think it was probably just like energy clearing. And then she worked on my higher heart. So I felt that expanding and I just like felt more in tune with like my energy field. And it's allowed me this week to, I also work with my ex. So that's like a part of the story that's going to be relevant here. So I was just like super nervous about seeing him and working together because I was the one that did it because we just weren't on the same timeline.
Vib- Vibrational match too. You're
Vibrational
doing your
match.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's kind of crazy too is I'll go back because 2 weeks before I did a session with healing with Debbie, and it was the teeth one with my jaw, and I hadn't done a session with Debbie for like a year, and I was still in the relationship at this time, like the 2 weeks prior, and it exacerbated what our energy levels were at. It just kind of like blew up in my face, like allowed me to witness like he isn't the right one for me just because my energy, not to be like one's bad, one's good, but like my energy after that session was rising even more so because I was kind of like bringing myself down, but in my soul, I knew I needed a session. So then it was bringing me back up in vibration. And he just wasn't doing the tools that I spoke to him about, that if like he needed to work on himself to bring him
Right.
up to that level. And so he's just not ready, and that's fine. And so it just exacerbated and kind of showed the like difference in like growth and development on the path
Right.
that we're on right now. So I'm grateful for that. And then so after the breakup, I did the sovereignty session, and I was just feeling like lighter and brighter, like more in my energy, getting that. I feel like people have like a breakup glow up. So I'm experiencing that energy work because you're in your own energy, and it's just like, I don't know, time alone for me is very like fulfilling. So I'm like getting back to myself. And
Right.
so with everything is energy. So the first time I saw him after the breakup was on a Thursday. So it was like a few days after, but I had my session with Debbie, I think that Wednesday before.
Right.
And I just like, he just like came up to me and was like, "Oh, how are you?" And I'm just like, "Good." And I just like walked away and kind of ignored him the rest of the shift, which was really beneficial because like I just knew that it was like my soul leading me just to like get space. And
Right.
then I went to San Francisco over the weekend and had the best time with my cousin. It was like very healing, and I was able to get back to my shuffle dancing and posting videos because I was always kind of like scared, like subconsciously to post because I was like, is it going to cause a fight? Like, but this is me. Like, I have to be myself. So I was able to get back to my true self and post things. And it was cool because one of the DJs, the opening DJs, reposted one of my Instagram stories and was like, love the energy. So I was like, yeah. So that's like very cool. And it was just
Yes,
a very healing weekend. And then I had a shift with him on Monday, and he came up to me, and it was like the energy just completely shifted. He's like, I realized how I spoke to you was like so not me, and I don't want to project like what's going on in me like on someone else, and you don't deserve that. And I realize now that I do need to be alone to work on myself. And he like did a 180 just like to recognize that, to come up to me and apologize.
wow,
And he's like, I hope that we can be friends, like to back to, because we were friends prior to like dating.
right,
And I was like, yeah, maybe one day, but it was just like super closure, and just like his energy shifted because of the session, like me stepping into like my self sovereignty.
right.
So
Wow.
kind of like magical how energy works in like these mysterious ways.
And it has a ripple effect and heals
Yeah.
people around you. And you're just in a higher vibration and people either have to match it or,
Yeah.
they kind of bypass you.
And I
And
think that this whole thing like sparked, so like me just staying in my power and my sovereignty, scheduling the session and just like owning what I want and being very clear on it, is allowing him to heal whatever he needs to heal. So we crossed paths and dated for a reason. And I just think it's like a beautiful like lesson that like relationships can be like good, and then they teach us all we can like learn from that, and then we can move on. And I'm still searching for my forever person. And I know
right.
I'm gonna attract them now that I'm more into like my self sovereignty and back into my shuffling. And so it's just like a beautiful like love story to myself, I think.
Yeah, like we said, you want to do your healing work so you can meet somebody at a higher vibration, at a
Yeah.
vibrational match instead of down here. So yeah, that's so amazing. It's all about stepping into your power, being your authentic self. And you were meeting him, you were coming down to meet him instead of him rising up to meet you. So that's like, and the fact that you are that was brought to your awareness so you didn't waste a year of your like, I mean, talk about divine intervention. And you're so open to this and you're like, wow, like, yes, this is, I know exactly what you're talking about. And you felt it immediately.
And I think it just took that initial first session with the teeth energy work that like made me get enough separation from his energy field to realize like something's off,
Right,
because I was just kind of like in it, just going through it. So like it's kind of like interesting how that kind of like sparked everything. And then once it happened, the sovereignty session helped me like heal.
right. I mean, so many people stay in relationships just because they don't want to be alone. And and they know it's not right. But I mean, that takes so much for you to step out of that knowing it wasn't, because you could have stayed in it just because you wanted to be with somebody. But you
Yeah.
know you weren't being your authentic self. Like you said, you didn't feel like yourself. So that's took so much power and for you to do that. That's
Thank
so great. I
you.
love it.
And I have you to thank to be my angel, like with me to help me heal like things that I can't do alone, because like we can like try to like meditate, but then we like hit a block. Or we can try to do yoga and like dancing, and those are all great things as like maintenance. But
Right.
we do need sometimes help energetically, like to work through like the difficult things that.
Right. I mean, there's so much, like we said, there's karma, spiritual death,
Yeah.
there's curses, cords, the toxins, just the emotions, the chakras, like all the feelings of sadness, depression, and all the stuff. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have this gift if it wasn't needed. So, we all need help.
Yeah. And
We
during
can
the session, I felt everything, like when you were doing like the Illuminati or whatever, like picking
cutting cords with the
in my crown chakra, and now I'm having more dreams. And so I'm just like opening up more because of that. It's 1010. That's the
there you
right now. So, but yeah, and then I like was feeling a lot of things in my heart open up, and then the like bee elixir just felt like warm honey just like going through my body. So like during the session, I could like feel it working in real time. So I was just like excited to see what would unfold in like like the week after, and it's just kind of like in the 3D that was happening. Like the story I just told is what happened in the 3D, but like during the session, energetically, like whatever dimension we were in, like I was feeling it through my whole body. My stomach was making these weird noises, like releasing things in my gut. And then the bottoms of my feet were tingling and just super hot. So like the sensations like were real like during the session too as we you were working on me. So yeah.
Right, right. And yeah, this is so different than, people are like, is it Reiki? I'm like, no, it's
No.
like quantum healing on a it's all my work too. So it's like just downloads, like I didn't learn this from another human. It's all downloaded, it's my work,
Yeah.
and it's at a level beyond
Because
anything,
it's
right?
not even like when I first found you, like it was interesting because I found you through like watching like a Gaia YouTube video, and this lady was on talking about angel healing, and then you were on a website of hers for like angel healing. So the just like the fact that that's what you like started at, that kind of like grabbed me. But then like what you've been able to develop it into is just like so magical with all your downloads. It's completely your own. And it's not even like on the basis of Reiki. I like to think it's like grounded in angels, and then you like expand into the quantum and just all your downloads. And every time I see you there's something new, which is like so crazy to me. And
I know, right? And resetting you to God's perfect blueprint. We know how amazing the body is. And, we were lied to our whole lives. We didn't know that we could release ancestral trauma and karma and all our past life stuff. We didn't know, they want to keep us in a low vibration and sick and enslaved. And, we can, with these tools, release that, cut cords, raise our vibration, and it's all about frequency, vibration, energy. And we never were taught this. It's just like, here, take this pill, have this operation, and stay, in a low vibration, feel depressed, here's some antidepressants, and go on with your life. So I mean, these tools, this has just been hidden from humanity. That's why, I mean, I'm here at this time in these energies to just like, and it's fast, it's quick, effective,
yeah.
powerful, right? I mean, you've
But
experienced.
you were talking about antidepressants and those things because like I just to like make it more real for other people, like I used to be on antidepressants back in 2020, which was like 4 years ago. So it's like it took, and I was on Adderall for like 10 years. So I'm no longer on any medication. Like I was able to break free of it, and yeah, it did take time, but it just shows that like those served a purpose while I needed it, but like now with like energy work and being open to like what's available like through you, like now
Right,
you don't need it. And it's just
right.
like a sign that we are like self-sovereign, and we can like produce these chemicals within our body, and we don't need an external source if we just get it like cleared and removed and just
Yeah.
kind of reset to God's perfect blueprint, you know?
Right. Sometimes it's hormonal, sometimes it's trauma, for childhood trauma, that we just need to clear it, cut the triggers, the traumas, and just, so it's not, when you think about that thing, it's not, it doesn't send you into this spiral. It's the triggers kind of gone. So, I mean, people just, they're like, just give me the pill, and just, it's like numbing that. It's a band-aid, it's numbing, and it's
Yeah.
actually, from what I hear, antidepressants make you more depressed. And it's just like, then you need a higher dose and a higher dose, and you live in this like fog and this just,
You're not yourself.
it's not good for the body, obviously. And
Yeah.
so,
And another crazy story that you've helped me heal was when you did a womb healing on me, because I was on birth control for like since I was 16. I got off of it right after we did a womb healing because I just knew that I was, because my periods were irregular and I had heavy bleeding. So that's why I was on it, and I had like acne and stuff. And then after doing a womb healing with you, I just knew, I was like, I don't need to take this anymore. So I just stopped taking it, and my periods have been regular, and my
yeah.
period, like I don't get migraines. Like it's wild.
The womb healing, I love. I mean, really, that space, it's our portal to bring in humans into this realm. I mean, it's
Yeah.
there's dark energies in there, there's sexual demons, and like feelings of abandonment get stuck in that space, and just parasite, all sorts of cleaning it all up. And I've had period cramps, people, girls, like crying on the bed each month
Mhm.
to like zero pain. Yeah,
Yeah,
to
that was
zero
me.
pain.
On birth control with like cramps, couldn't get out of bed, like needed a heating pad, had migraines, like, and then
Now
once
it's
I
you
did,
don't have any of that anymore.
no, it's wild. Crazy. There's no other way. I'm just wild.
It's just wild. I know it's beyond what you can comprehend. Like what I do is beyond comprehension for a lot of people. I mean, it's like, what do you mean you can just pull parasites and heavy metals and like,
Yeah.
but I can.
You can, and like you feel it, and so like when it's happening, it's just like I know something's happening, and then like for me, it was just like a knowing in like my body that I didn't need like anything, anymore. So
Remember your eyesight? Your eyesight?
my eyesight has improved. Yeah, my eyesight. So like I still have contacts, but I know one day I'm gonna have 20/20 vision. So my eyesight was like negative, was it negative 3.75, and now it's negative 1.25.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, and I haven't got my eyes checked this year. I need to do that soon because the doctor was like, "What are you doing?" Like because it was improving so much, and I was like, I'm meditating and doing energy work. Like that's what
Well,
I'm
before you do go get your eyes checked, let me just text me and we'll do a quick,
okay.
a little eyes. I'll just do it for you
Because it's
as a,
like a physical, like that'd be perfect. Because then I have like, because my dad doesn't believe in any of this stuff, but I show him over the years, like all my prescriptions getting better and better. And what's really weird is one of his eyes is getting better, but just one. So I think it has something to do with like the lineage.
well, we clear so much ancestral mother's side,
Yeah.
father's side, past lives, and that does affect your parents.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
It's
I
just,
love when doctors are like baffled, like, what? This is impossible. No, it's like,
yeah.
yeah, I love when there's like a blood test, I do the healing, and then another blood test. Go, this can't be, and
Yeah.
yeah. Like
They're like,
so many people tell me, I've been to every doctor, every specialist, nobody can figure out what's wrong with me. And it's because it's energy, it's toxins that they don't test for, like all these heavy metals, these endocrine disruptors, all this stuff, plastics, nanoplastics. It's the bioweapons, the chemical warfare, the parasites that they don't test for. So they're like, oh, your blood work came back fine. And, they have all these pains and different, and nobody can figure out what it is. And then they come see me and it's like, oh my God, my headaches are gone, my pain's gone, my joint pain's gone, all this because it's a lot of it's parasites or these toxins. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was on migraine medication for a long time, and it was just because of the period. So they were intense, and I like saw a neurologist, and they're like, I don't know, everything looks fine up there. So then it's just kind of crazy how then you just like slowly, like your body just knows, like, I don't need to take this anymore. So
Yeah.
I never, like, I don't recommend this. This is what I did, but I just like know
Right.
in my body, like, I don't need to see my doctor to like wean off. Like, I'm a
Right.
cold turkey kind of girl. I like to blow shit up, so that's how
Right.
I like evolve. But that's not for everyone. But that's just like my story, because then it's just
Yeah. And like just to say, I didn't tell you to get off your meds. You did it on your own. I would,
yep,
you guys have to check with your doctors or do what intuitively you feel is right. But
yeah.
a lot of them, there's so much fear. Fear. Oh my God, you can't go off your meds. You're gonna have a reaction. But you
But your
really,
body
I
knows the
know so many people that
most.
went off meds and zero, like they feel amazing
And
off
it's
them.
kind of just taking your power back, being self-sovereign. Like if it feels good to you to go to a doctor and be told like this is like the schedule to come off of it, great. But like for me, I just like knew and like I just trust myself the most, and I'm like I'll be fine. And if for whatever reason, because I see myself as my own science experiment. So like if for whatever reason like I start feeling weird, then I'll go to the doctor, and then
Right. Right.
I can use like technology and like medicine today. But yeah, it's just like taking your power
Yeah,
back.
you had no reaction to stopping that.
I
And
felt
you feel better, and
I
you
feel
actually
better.
feel
Yeah.
so much better.
So much better, and I'm just like I have just so much more pride in myself. Like I don't need something outside of myself to feel okay, and
Yeah.
like I'm able to do things that I thought I wouldn't be able to do, like off these medications. And it's just like all a mental game in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's all about raising your frequency, raising your vibration, just letting this stuff go. A lot of it's childhood trauma, a lot of it's past life um, traumas that come up, in this current lifetime, ancestral stuff. So I mean, we've dealt with all of that, right?
All of it. Yes.
That's
Yes.
the thing. What I do, it encompasses so much: demons, entities, cutting cords, toxins, parasites, you name it. I do it. Really.
Yeah, and oh, the music one. So like
Oh,
music for me is like what feeds my soul, like dancing. And it's crazy because like my music change has shifted since like raising my vibration drastically. And Debbie is going to talk about this more, but like I had no idea there was like things and frequencies like behind the music track, and that is like another thing that she helps like heal and release. So like
Yeah, music demons. Like when they used back in the day, they recorded on 432 hertz to they attuned to 432 hertz, and that was very healing. Now they do 440, which is not healing. That's one thing, but also under on the tracks, they'll put like demonic stuff, and they're like, here, a musician, record your music on this, and that's the background of what we're hearing. When we go to concerts and stuff, these frequencies, it's really calling in some demonic, dark energies. So I cleared from you, I cleared those music demons and the mind control attached to it, the subliminal messaging, all of that, and reset you to your divine healing frequencies. And you really, really felt that. I remember.
I really, really felt that. And it's crazy too because like I wasn't posting on social media, and that's like where like I want to do it because the reaction that I get from people is it like helps them. And I showed one of my friends like one of my dance videos yesterday, and she like started bawling because it was like she was so proud of me and everything.
Oh,
And I was like hiding my gift from people, and it like was subliminal messaging like things in my like energy field that I didn't know. And then after the session with Debbie, I'm like, oh yeah, I could just post this. It's like no big deal. And
yeah.
it's gonna help someone. Like the reactions were that I was getting was like, I'm so happy that you're posting again. Like I missed your dance videos, and like it just shares light. And so I wasn't doing that for the collective. I was holding back. And so now I get to like embody that more too now that I'm like free of these things.
Right. Well, it is, right now we're in a war of good and evil, dark and light. Like we are light beings. So we're going towards light, and they want to do everything they can to keep us in the dark, pulling us back down. And that's that little voice, what do you want to do that for? Like you're not
Yeah.
good at dancing. What, like you look,
Yes.
and it's like, oh, and then you keep staying small. Like even with this healing work, I mean, now I'm 8 years into this. At the beginning, I'm like, all the self-doubt and this is weird, people are gonna think it's weird. Like, I don't care right now. I know what I do, I know what I'm capable of doing. I know I help a lot of people, and if you don't believe in it, that's fine. Like, that's fine. Just, I'll do my thing. But yeah, same thing, it's just keeping you in a below. So you raise your vibration, you don't care what people think. That's like so powerful.
I call it the mean girl, like the Regina George from Mean Girls. I call it that voice in my head. Like it's just like the girl that you're saying, "Oh, that's not good enough." Like, who do you think you are? Like that voice got removed after the session.
But and it is deep, dark
But
energies,
yeah, I
like
just
it's real.
different.
It's like
Yeah,
gremlins in us. It's entities, evil spirits, disembodied spirits, demons. It's not even just your subconscious. It is some dark energies in you talking. So
there you
keeping you.
go.
So I release all those. Put your spirit back in your body. Raise your vibration, and it's just all comes together, and you're like, wow. And
Yeah,
and then you have so much clarity, right? You just have more clarity, and just like no.
low. Yeah, like things are just like easier to like post, and like dancing is just like easier. Like I thought I forgot like all my dance moves, and I was like, no, they're still there. It's just weird, like how like I'm like I don't even know how to dance, but it's just like it's those voices or like those demons or
Right.
whatever.
And it really is all about what brings you joy. Like
Yeah,
dancing brings you joy. So that raises your vibration. Like if you like playing with puppies or kitties, or like going for a walk, whatever brings you joy. It could be simple. It doesn't have to be, anything, but if you can figure out that thing that brings you joy, it just raises your vibration in itself, like you
yeah,
talk about maintenance, doing that. I do the heavy stuff, and then
yeah.
set you free, and then go do what brings you joy, right?
Yeah. It's almost it's like it reminds me of like it's more than a shower, but it's just like it just like cleanses you of all
Power
like
wash,
yeah, it's
right?
like a power wash that just gets like off all the
All
gunk.
the gunk. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I always say. Like people go for facials and massages and all this stuff, and go out to dinner. People spend $200-300 to go out to dinner, and all, and this is energy work is so much more important. It's just, not known.
Well, because my friends like my friend told me yesterday, and then my cousin told me over the weekend, did you highlight your hair? Did you get your hair done? And I'm like, no, I got energy work done. That's it. Like, it's crazy because they're like, your highlights look so good. I'm like, they're like, did you just get your hair done? I'm like, no, I just got energy work done.
And
So,
I literally work on when I clean you up, do the detox. I vacuum out the hair follicles, the hair. I clean up like, and
yeah,
it shows physically. I do your skin.
yeah,
It's yeah.
it's
So
crazy. I forgot that part because they're like, your hair looks so good. I'm like, thank you.
because all your toxins are gone, your body is reset. I bring in the vitamins, the minerals, the plant medicine, aligning and attuning you with all that. So structured water, bringing that in and hydrating you and
Yeah. So it does show in the physical too. So
oh,
like that
absolutely.
glow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so many people have bloating and it's that's parasites and the acid and all the stuff. And so they're bloating, their stomach goes down, they feel better. I mean, it definitely in the physical,
Hmm.
emotional, mental, spiritual bodies. I mean, it's all encompassing, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool, right?
Yeah. It's very cool. It's amazing. I will never stop going to you just because of all the magic that you help create in my life.
I know, I'm right. And I, like you said, I never know every day something new drops, some little nugget, something like, and it takes it from here to here to here. It's just
Yeah.
like
Growing. Yeah.
connecting with the new energies coming in and just like I said, it's quantum healing. It's quick and effective. It's like I'm like, we don't have time to mess around. We got to get this done like instantly. Like I can in 5 minutes, I can align your spine, I can release your parasites, I can put your spirit back in your body, release your demons, boom, boom, like in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And the facial stuff too, like that you do.
Oh,
Like,
the alignment.
yeah, the alignment.
Aligning. We did this with Courtney like last year. It looks like she had a facelift. Her whole
Yes.
nose changed. Remember?
It
Oh
was
my.
wild. I look like a different person, like side by side. It's crazy because like my face was just like saggy and like I don't know. But then after that, like I could like feel it in my face. And then it was crazy because I didn't tell you this because with the jaw stuff, like I felt it like it was like pressure, but like a couple days after, like in my like gums and teeth, I was like, wow, this is crazy. It was like a good pressure.
Right,
Like
right,
it was like really like doing whatever it was doing in my teeth.
right. So what I was saying, I do it like a full chiropractor alignment. I align the skull, the facial bones, the ribs, the spine, the lower back. So that's it. And even aligning the brain, the organ systems, glands, because they're off a little bit, and then what Courtney was saying, she did the dental session and all the meridians are connected to organ systems, glands, like say this tooth is the liver and this one's the kidneys and everything's connected. So I do a whole dental session, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah,
Powerful, right?
very powerful. Hmm. I love that.
So
I have a
awesome.
newer one too.
Yeah, yeah, that one's new.
I love that one.
So, well, I'm glad you're feeling great. You look great. You can just tell. I should we say this all the time. I should do like a before picture and
I
an after picture because like people's energy, they really look like a different person from, like if I took a picture before you broke up, that session
Oh,
that we
I
did.
can like probably show you Gabby's birthday. So I didn't even like look like myself. And I was like showing my friend yesterday this picture. It's wild. Like, so this was for Gabby's birthday. And yeah, like the angle might be a little weird, but I'm this one. That doesn't
Okay.
even look like me. So that's like before, like when I was like with my boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
My face looks completely different. Like it's slimmer, like it's more, it's just crazy. Like my hair, I don't know. Like that's kind of a before.
Right, right. But it's like, especially when you're out of body, we're kind of like a deflated balloon. Like we go out of body. So many people have brain fog, and when they're out, then I put them back into the body, and you're like grounded, connected, 100% embodied, and like present, and just fill your soul and shine bright. And it's just right.
Yeah, people like notice like, oh, what? There's something different about you, but I can't like put my finger on it.
Finger on it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's energy. And then they're just like, oh, woo woo. But
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like,
no.
what are you talking about?
I used to be grounded in like, I call it spiritual science because there's so much science like backing it now because I
Right.
used to be like so like against it. But once you like start like feeling and seeing the results, you're like, okay, I don't have to see it to believe it. I can believe it to see it kind of deal.
Right.
You know,
Right. I mean, kind of like God, God, and that there's more out there, and you know, like you said, you got to believe
to see it.
to see, like, and yeah, and it's undeniable at some point, like if you just play around with this and then you're like, there's something to this, right? Like people on the fence, they tried and they're like, there's something going on here,
Well, that's why people when they walk into a room, they're like the energy like feels weird in here. It's because that's or like saying
Exactly.
like that, like, oh, you have such good energy. Like there's reasons or like, like vibes. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
this gives me weird vibes. This gives me good vibes. Like,
Yeah,
why do
exactly.
people say that?
Yeah. Yeah, you feel a heaviness or a lightness, or yeah, I mean, it's all that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I love what I do, and I love to help people. And, everyone, they want to know, what is this? How does it work? So it's just, hearing it from me is one thing, but hearing a testimonial from someone that's experienced it, maybe they can, something you said resonates with them, like, oh my God, I need that. I'm going to give that a try. So thank you so much for sharing
Of
your
course.
story.
I always share it with my friends, but like to share it on a bigger platform is like so important because you can help so many people. And so
Right.
I feel like it just sharing my stories like to the public in a more public way is very important because like you are a true earth angel. So
Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, it comes so easy to me, and I truly am blessed and to have this gift, and I just want to help everybody, help
yeah,
everybody feel better and get off the meds if by choice, and just live their best life. Yeah.
yeah, free.
So, yep, free, sovereign being, free, definitely. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Courtney.
You're
You have a
welcome.
great day. I'll talk to you soon.
All right,
All
bye.
right. Bye bye.